We're back on the Chef You and I, and now, wasn't that exciting? I had so much fun in New York. We really, really enjoyed it. But you know what? I also enjoy wonderful recipes that really are exciting. And these recipes are so much fun and so healthy for you. So let's start with the first one, which is Chef Alon Shaya's favorite recipe for salad, the charred broccoli salad. The first thing that you're going to do is what I did was preheat your oven to broil. And in a mixing bowl, which we're going to do, we're going to take 8 cups of broccoli florets. We're going to put those in there right now. And now what we're going to do is I pre-measured 5 tablespoons of olive oil. And we're going to pour that over the florets. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take about 2 teaspoons of curry powder and put that over the florets. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mix it, and then we're going to put it on a cookie sheet, and we're going to put it in the oven for about 15 minutes. So just see how easy that is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put it on that sheet, and we're going to cook it. But you can use as little or as much, up to 4 teaspoons of curry powder. And since my husband isn't that crazy about curry powder, I just used 2 teaspoons. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this on our cookie sheet. We don't have to do anything except put it on there. And then we're going to put it on the last tray in the oven. And what we're going to do is we're going to let it get kind of a little bit brown or charred. And then you know it's done. So it's about 15 minutes. So it's going to be so delicious. It has cherries. It has such great ingredients. So that's about it. So let's put this in the oven. You want to put it on the lowest level. And then bake it for 15 minutes. Or broil it for 15 minutes. Okay? Just keep it like that. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take 1 cup of sliced skin-on almonds, 2 tablespoons of ginger that is minced, and 6 teaspoons of olive oil and a little bit of curry powder. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the stove and we're going to actually brown our almonds on top of the stove. And we're going to let them get really nice and just light brown. So we're going to have the camera come over and we're going to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our olive oil, 6 teaspoons of olive oil in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our almonds that are sliced. And that's a cup of sliced almonds, right? And then we're going to take our ginger, which I pre-done, and that's 2 tablespoons of ginger minced. It smells delicious already. I can't even tell you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of curry powder to that. I saved a little curry powder. So we're going to do this. And that looks really sweet. And then we're going to brown them. And you're going to turn this down just a little bit in a second because you don't want to burn them. But they just look beautiful. They smell great. And this is all going to go over the wonderful broccoli. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn this down a little bit. You're going to turn it down to like a low. And you're going to let it simmer until it gets brown. Now, we want to get this really nice and brown. And you can see that it is. And you don't want to burn these. Boy, they do smell beautiful. And we're going to check on our broccoli now for a minute. See how that's doing. You just want to get them really just a little charred looking, okay? So we'll just let that go for a second. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put together our wonderful cherries and our mayonnaise. And our mayonnaise is actually Blue Light mayonnaise that is actually mayonnaise and Greek yogurt, which is delicious. And blue light mayonnaise or blue plate light mayonnaise with yogurt. And we have it right here. And it's beautiful. And then we're going to put the cherries together with that. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to do that. But we have to wait until this is all done. So we're going to take a little short break and we'll be right back on The Chef You and I. We're back on The Chef You and I, and now that our broccoli is at room temperature, our almonds are done, we're ready to put everything together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wonderful, beautiful broccoli that looks gorgeous, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in a bowl, and then I'm going to mix everything together, and which is great. We did the almonds. Don't they look beautiful? And then I'm going to add the mayonnaise and the cherries to it. After I get these all in here. This is really a simple dish, easy to do. Your friends will love it, especially if you love curry, if you love different taste. And I think you'll really appreciate it. You know, you're going to be able to but you're going to be able to get this recipe on our wonderful The Chef You and I website, and where we keep all of our recipes and pictures of the things that we're doing on the show, and make it really easy for you to do. So we're done with this. We'll put this in the sink. Just a second. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add our almonds that we drained, right? Ouch. And they look really nice. Okay, we'll do this and put this over here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add our mayonnaise, a little bit of salt, and we're going to do that. It's about a teaspoon of salt, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to add our mayonnaise and cherries. Here's our dried cherries. There's a cup of dried cherries in there. And then we're going to add our mayonnaise and yogurt. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mix it around. What a great salad. And I know it'll be great for company or just yourselves. If it's just you and your husband or your family, something really different. Try it with the kids. They probably will like it. So that was really simple. And we'll be right back in a second, and we'll put it on a beautiful plate to show it to serve.